Hello and welcome to my review of the Nendoroid Isabelle. She's the first Nintendo character to get a Nendoroid, and hopefully not the last. Let's dive into this review and see how well Isabelle turned out. When it comes to sculpt, there's really nothing to complain about on this Nendoroid for Isabelle. It looks just like her game model. As you can see on the actual figure itself, the buttons, the pockets, the little bow here, everything, it's actually sculpted onto the figure itself, and you can see there's a nice differentiation here on the tail between the yellowish fur and the white fur. That's an actual sculpt difference. It's very nicely done. It's also on other parts of the body, such as up here, this little puff of fur. And something else that I thought was a nice touch, I thought they were just going to be plastic and painted in a chrome paint, but take a listen. Those are actual little bells. It's pretty neat. For the paint, really, there's no problems here with Isabelle. From what you can see, it does look a little bit chalky in some areas, say on the white here on the mouth. And the eye decals, those are just fine. But the chalkiness, if you have any of these, say, Pokemon D-Arts, it's a little bit similar to that. But there's another issue that I have with Isabelle in terms of paint. And, well, it can't be seen unless you're part swapping, but see this little band here? Yeah, paint transfer. Not a huge issue because it's hidden, but I know that it's there. So that will bug those of you that need an absolute mint condition display piece, because chances are, if mine came out of the box like this, others will too. Which is a bit unfortunate when you're paying about $40 to get this. So, other than that little paint transfer issue and just a little bit of chalkiness in the paint, I'm not noticing any unevenness. You can sort of see it a little bit here. In terms of sculpt and paint, I'd say this is probably one of the best Isabelles on the market. Surprisingly, Isabelle does have some articulation, and it's pretty nicely done, I would have to say. Starting with the little puff of fur up here on her head, it is on a ball joint, moving it very gently here to prevent more paint transfer. Also, the ears are attached to the head on a swivel. They are removable. The head is attached to the body on a swivel hinge combo, so you can get Isabelle to look in different directions and move her head back and forth, up and down. The arms. Isabelle comes with multiple arms, and they all feature the same sort of articulation, just that the arms look different, and I'll get to those more in-depth in the accessory section. So they attach to the body on a swivel at the shoulders, and the rest of the arms swivel at the bicep. Now, she has just a little bit more articulation here. Surprisingly, she does have a little bit of waist articulation. Not much, but as you can sort of kind of see here, in a difference, you can move her at the waist. From there, her tail is attached on a ball joint, and using the same joints as the neck, the legs are all on a little swivel hinge combo just like this. Unfortunately, her skirt pretty much renders this articulation moot, but nevertheless, it's there. So, even though Nendoroids are not really meant for super duper articulation, all sorts of weird crazy poses, at least this body style, if you want to get a specific pose out of Isabelle, chances are with the accessories, you can probably do it. Okay, so let's talk about those accessories. First and foremost, Isabelle comes with this little base you see here, and comes with this additional support arm for her back. Just plugs into it, and you can get her to stand. Now, for the accessories that don't require too much effort or part swapping on Isabelle, to start off with, she comes with these 2 music notes that you see here, and she also comes with 2 of these little stands. A ball joint at the top, and a ball joint at the bottom to plug into the bass. So to use these music notes, well, here's what you do. Take the top ball joint, and just pop it into the back of a music note. And then you pop the bottom ball joint, as I'm showing you here, into the bass. And now you have a celebrating Isabelle. Yay, music notes. So happy. Okay. So, next up. Isabelle comes with different facial expressions. 2 to be exact. She comes with a very happy one and a kind of sad one. So, you're going to want to swap these out, and I will show you how to do that. So here's what you do. Grab her by the head, slowly twist and turn until the neck joint pops off. Now what I typically do is remove the ears. Makes it easier to grab parts. She has this little puff of fur. Remove that. Then remove the back of the head from the kinda happy face. Take the new expression you want. And then, in reverse order that you remove the pieces, put them back on. And now, you have sad Isabelle. Oh. So, for the arms that I made mention earlier, she comes with 2 sets. Extra. She has these arms that are kind of in a swinging motion. And she also comes with a pad and pen holding arms. And here's how I typically change out the arms. What I do, just to be safe, is remove the head. Then I remove out the arms. Now for this set in particular, it's very difficult to get them in without parts rubbing up against each other and causing paint transfer. So what I do is once I get the arm in at the shoulder, I move it down all the way. Like so. And then I put the head on. And there we go. Now you have a sad secretary. But wait, there's more. Let me move all these extra pieces out of here. See this tuft of fur at the top here, it can be removed because there's one more expression piece that Isabelle comes with. A question mark. Similar to the music notes, you get an extra headband with this little peg with a ball joint at the end. You pop the music note in. There we go. Now this is tricky. The little bells, little open hole in the headband, and there we go. Confused secretary. So overall, Isabelle comes with some pretty neat accessories, and there's really not much to complain about, except maybe additional office supplies. But considering the winter version is coming out in April, it was just recently announced, and it's coming with a few exploding background happiness parts. This is really all one could ask for display for Isabelle. As you can see here, Isabelle is about average Nendoroid height. She meets up pretty well with the female Barioth hunter, Bario X armor to be exact, And here is the Figma Pit from Max Factory. So that way, if you're collecting the Nintendo items from Good Smile Company Max Factory, you have an idea of how big Isabelle would be. So if you are a collector and you have other Nendoroids, or if you have the Figma Pit to be exact, then you have a perfect idea of how big Isabelle would be. To me, personally, she just sneaks in perfectly well with the rest of my collection. So buyer, pass, pick her up used for cheap. My first impression of Isabelle wasn't too great. Some of the arms seemed to not work, and I didn't like her poses too well. I couldn't get the articulation to really work. But after reviewing her and fiddling around with her a bit more, the only issues that I have with her would have to be the paint transfer that's up here on the head because of the headband, and also the question mark extra piece. This one here is a little bit of a pain to pop off that peg, and I would have to say that if you're going to do that, be careful not to snap it. So overall, I would have to say that I like her. And if you are a fan of Isabelle, I would say go ahead and order her right now. She's still available on all the import shops, such as AmiAmi, Hobby Search, maybe even HobbyLink Japan. The winter clothes version just went up for pre-order tonight, and, well, after this review and my changing opinion of her, she is shipping in April alongside the Eren Figma from Attack on Titan. If you need a secretary in your collection, Isabelle will surely get the job done. Gotta say, I really like her. The bells are a nice touch. And well, that's it for this review. If you like it, go ahead and click the like icon and subscribe for more reviews like this one and news from my channel. And be sure to check out Import Monsters on Facebook, Twitter, and importingmonsters.blogspot.com for all of your action figure news and reviews. Until next time, collectors.